Alright, good evening creative. Welcome to this tutorial. Now in our lesson earlier we learned about typography and different font categories. But now there's a common question many designers ask, and that's where do I get professional fonts? And more importantly, like after I get the fonts, how do I install them on my phone for Pixellab? Now in this tutorial, I'll show you exactly how to download and organize fonts using Z Archiver. So now the first thing we need to do is to open your browser. Now this can be Chrome, Opera Mini, Brave, or any browser you normally use. But for this particular video, I'll be using the Chrome browser. So okay, once you open your browser, you open a new tab. Now there are many websites to get fonts, but there are four mentioned very reliable. You can either get from DA Fonts, 1001 Fonts, Google, fonts.google, and then Font Squirrel. But for this video, we'll be making use of 1001 Fonts to get our fonts. So let's just get started. Now the first thing you notice when you click on the 1001 fonts, this is how the interface looks like. So the first thing we have to do now is to search for a font. So now for this example, I'll use a popular font like Times New Roman. So let's type Times New. Now these are the fonts related to what I typed or the font itself. Now I don't think 1001 font has this Times New Roman I'm searching for. So let's try typing another font. Search. Let's type Garamond. It's also a popular font. Okay, now this is the font. So once you find the font, you just tap on the download button. So press download and then you download. So now you can download as many fonts as you like. And other popular fonts you can download are Montserrat, Poppins, Playfair, and there are other popular fonts. Let's download another one. Let's download the Playfair display font too. Okay, now this is a Playfair display font. So you just click on the download and it downloads. So now that we've downloaded the fonts that we need, now we'll leave the browser and open Z Archiver. Now Z Archiver, what it does is like it helps you manage and organize and also extract the fonts you've downloaded. So you go to your download folder on your phone, download. So after you've gone to your download folder, you see the fonts I just downloaded. Here you see the fonts I just downloaded. I have a lot of fonts I've already downloaded earlier on, but these are the two fonts we just downloaded, Playfair and EB Garamond. So basically you click on the first one, then click on this extract right here, click on it. Then when it tells you to select a destination, you can create a folder for it, but I already have a folder I've created for my fonts, Fonty. So I click on it and I extract here. So it has been successfully extracted into Fonty. Now I click on the next font too and repeat the same thing. Click on fonting and extract. So now I've extracted the files. Now for you as a beginner who has not created a folder before for your font, it's advisable before you start the extraction, you create a font. You create a folder. Okay, now let me create a new folder so you guys won't get confused. So folder, let me name it new font, and then click on OK. So now let's re-extract those fonts again. So click on Playfair, extract, then select new fonts, and then it extracts into new fonts. Then go back, click on eBig Armand, extract, click on new fonts, the folder, then click on this button here, and then it extracts automatically. Now that we've extracted the two fonts into this folder, all we need to do now is go into Pixellab to confirm the fonts have been installed. So click on Pixellab. Then to enable the font, you have to click on a font, like a text layer. So by this default text layer, we click on it, then we scroll down to fonts, to the font selection section, then click on my fonts. Then after I click on my font, you click on these two icons right here. The first one is to enable a single font, like this one right here. Is if you want to import a single font, while the second one is to install the full folder where the fonts are located. So that's the one we'll be clicking. Then click on it, go to downloads, then new fonts, then you see all the fonts. Now there's something you need to note. Fonts, they end with either .ttf or .otf. These are like the formats Pixellab can enable, read, and install. So as you can see in each of these fonts, it ends with .ttf, .ttf. So now it means these fonts can be accessible in Pixellab. So then all we need to do now is press on this add directory button. This add directory down here. So click on it and you see the fonts have been displayed in here. All the fonts have been enabled inside here. After that, we click on anyone we want to choose. Let's click on this first one and click on OK, and you see the font has changed. It's now the font we've downloaded. Now, one mistake beginners make is, now that I've discovered where to download fonts, you want to download hundreds and millions of fonts at once. Now, I won't advise you as a beginner to do that. Instead, you should build your font collection gradually. Focus on quality first before quantity. Now, as a beginner, I recommend a few fonts that are very important for new designs, and basically even pro designers use these basic fonts. Poppins, Montserrat, Playfair Display, Cormorant, Beber's New, Oswald, and Open Sans. Now these fonts I've listed out, they're like the most popular and they cover most design situations you'll find yourself in. So as your collection grows, organize fonts into categories. Like the more you start getting used to fonts and knowing where and when to use fonts, you start organizing your fonts into categories like serif, sans serif, script, and display. We've talked about these 4 font types on the group already. So this makes, once you know how to select and divide your fonts into these categories, it will make finding fonts much easier for you. And that's how to download, organize, and install custom fonts into Pixellab. using Z Archiver. Now, having access to quality fonts can dramatically improve your designs and expand your creative options. So try downloading a few fonts today, experiment with them. The few fonts I've already mentioned, try downloading them if they didn't come with your version of Pixellab. This version of my Pixellab, it came with default fonts like Beba's New. It's already there. I'll list out the names on the group so you'll know which is which. So all your tasks, there'll be two tasks. One is to download at least 3 new fonts that are not in your font category, and the other assignment will be communicated on the group. So keep practicing, keep creating, and I'll see you in the next video.